Well, another dark log again. And it's still the 25th of August 2025, and it's 21 after 9. Okay, so Texas versus Johnson. It was concerning about burning the flag. Originally, it was back in 1968 that the actually Supreme Court decision. And then in 1989, it was reaffirmed that burning the American flag is indeed a violation of. It was not a violation of the freedom of speech. It was a confirmation of it. And every so often in Congress, they would come up with the amendments, but it never passes either House or Senate or both to get it into the president's hand, wherever the president is, to sign it into law. And an executive order does not reverse Supreme Court's or even lower court's decisions. It doesn't do a damn thing. He's saying it's going to be illegal, but we have to have the legal teeth for it. But his executive law, his executive order, is not law. Laws are generated by Congress. And there will be feedback on this one. Now, in this particular 2-year cycle, before we get into the midterm, in between the thing, I hate to say it, but the Republicans slash Trumplicans have the advantage of reversing that if they wanted to make it a law. That way, the Supreme and the other courts, they'll look at it and see whether or not it still violates the First Amendment or not. See, they all have to abide by the U.S. Constitution. But Trump doesn't want to do that. He just writes out an executive order and thinks it's law. Well, the Justice Department's going to have a field day with the court systems at this point, because they're going to be looking at legal precedent. They're going to be looking at the past cases as the legal precedent that would lead up to the area. And even though there was an executive branch has already issued this thing and it's a proclamation, it's not law. It's not legal. Now, I know the liberals on the Supreme Court are going to be arguing about that one, but will the conservatives actually support Trump, or are they going to be supporting the Constitution? Because quite frankly, I don't think they have been. And if they won't be supporting the Constitution, then what are they doing? Supporting themselves? One thing I never liked about the Supreme Court is making them life. They should have had a law already passed through Congress and authorized by the President to limit the terms in the Supreme Court. Or add more bodies. And they can do that. But will they? But in this situation, before the conservatives lose their power, will they be able to force more of a majority on the Supreme Court? I thought our country favored laws, rules, regulations, and stuff like that, but apparently not. They don't even value the Constitution anymore. And while we have executive orders derailing everything like that, are we really going to push the Civil War? Are we really going to have a revolution? Do we have a choice? That being said,